because I'm just so cute.
This is Chelsea's feedback.
Am I?
You're ready? Yes.
Okay, hi Chelsea. First of all, love you. And so at the very beginning, I felt like there was like this awakening in Amy that was like, I don't know, not like she was waking from sleep, but like waking to some knowledge or understanding or something like that. And then like the moment after that, I felt like the dancers were like, oh my God, thank God that this happened, you know, or this is like a couple moments later, they were like, thank God she's alive. That's what I wrote. I'm just telling you this because this is what I thought. And then like a couple of times I wanted them to be closer together so I wouldn't have to split my focus. I know that was one of my critiques. Oh, the moment when they're like Amy and
Dana,
thank you. I was trying to remember which one it was. They're like dragging on each other. It's just like super incredible, fascinating, and just like draws. I wanted it to last longer, like maybe just like for the rest of the day. And then the next part I put line cannon, exclamation point, leap, exclamation point. So apparently I liked whatever that is. The line cannon and the leap. But I don't know what that means. And the middle, which I felt like was super extremely strong. Like the dance like went wow. And then it just, you know, like it didn't, it's not like that it got less strong, it's just that it like slow, calmed down. Anyway, so it was really, really strong in the middle. I was very like into it and good stuff. Love you.
cool. Who's Chelsea?
Hi, Chelsea. So I thought the beginning of the dance was really dramatic. It had a lot of drama, and I thought through that, once Amy fell, the dance became very theatrical, a little bit. But I know it's like that. I liked the I can't. The really sustainedness against the really rhythmical, sharp staccato movement was really nice. Had a lot of texture to the piece. I noticed that every time there was a duet, they were doing very sharp, just got blah 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 staccato movements, and then the solo was very sustained and flowy. And then it changed once Amy and Dana were together, and they did that really lovely partner where Amy was like kind of laid over Dana. Suggested maybe you want to bring that downstage and bring the rhythmical like soloist. I can't remember her name. I'm sorry, but Brianna. Brianna. Okay. And maybe have her upstage with them and have like the slow and then the fast steps in the back. And I enjoyed your rhythmical patterns a lot. And there was one shape that towards the end I drew a picture. I don't know if you can see it, but it was a trio, and one girl was laying on her back. She had the legs, and then we had the two here. I thought that was a really sharp picture. Okay. Thank you.
Tyler.
Good job.
Oh my God, how do I even follow that? Hi, Chelsea. Okay, wow, that's a really, really cohesive, coherent piece now. Not that it wasn't before, but now it's finished, and it's just, it has a beginning, it has a middle, and it has an end, and that's... One thing, I feel like my focus is being pulled a little bit when Dana's doing her solo over on stage right. I would maybe pull her in a little bit, or pull Amy and Brienne closer towards her, because right now I can't focus on, I have to choose one or the other. And that's sad, because I kind of want to see everything that's going on, because I feel like there's some really good counterpoint to be had, but I missed it because I had to choose one over the other. That new ending section you added, the shapes you made, like the architecture, just like the space you used, both negative and positive, was on point. So definitely run with that. Just all of like, I don't know, the architecture you do in your dance is fascinating. So keep with it. It's really it's really awesome, and yeah.
You can see you.
So I drew you a picture that I have to show you first.
This is for you.
Okay. You guys are funny.
Shut up. Anyways, okay. So I thought that the beginning was really strong, and Amy in the beginning, and then when she was on the ground and she opened her eyeball, you could see it. She was like, whoa. I thought that was really strong, very powerful eyeball.
Your one good eye.
It was a good eyeball. That was a nice eyeball.
Whatever, it was a great eyeball. There was like a hand wrap. I wrote hand wrap in front of chest. I love you. I don't know what that means, but I like a hand wrap or something. I don't know what. Oh my gosh, I'm reading Dennis's notes, by the way, so that's not even about you. I'm like, I just said that, I swear. Alright.
There's one in every class.
Okay. Anyways. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, eye-opening eyeball. The transitions were very flawless, I feel like. Stop laughing, I can see you all. And the way that they go from like the solo to then there's two people, you guys are all still laughing.
I can't help it. I have this all on camera too.
The way that they go from one solo and then like they're together and then there's another person is just very intricate and very interesting. I thought that the partner work and the specified looks between the partners and the timing of the looks made it very personal and you could tell their relationship. When I had the part written to when Amy was on Dana, or Dana was on Amy. Yeah, and she walked, that really stood out to me. And then also at the end, Dana was on the floor, and she like clapped and like something, and that really stood out to me. I really enjoyed that, yeah.
Is it Rachel's turn? Let me get closer.
Ooh, man.
No, because you're so far away. Okay.
Okay. The beginning, there was two really good poses, which was Amy starting, and she was like kind of going with the heartbeat, sound music. Then when Amy's on the floor and Dana and Brianna they kind of like hunched over and like looked at her. I thought that was really great too. I thought the emotions that the dancers were showing was really great too. I really felt it. There was a cartwheel that Brianna did that I thought was just kind of like out of nowhere. I just want to see that. But and then I thought the movement that you chose with the three girls, because it's kind of hard to like to place, and do a whole solo thing. I thought you did a great job doing that and just kind of being able to see everyone. I still love the hunch over with Dana and Amy. And the legs that they all three did, they raised their legs up. I thought that was really great too. And the ending when Dana clapped and she was on the ground, I thought that was a great ending. And yeah.
Did you want to give feedback?
I got here, I peeked in a door on half of it, and what I gather from my peeking in the door.
It's in British.
I only have 15 minutes left on here.
The dancers, rhythmically, I heard music and I was like, ooh, who's up? That's what I did. And then when I looked, I was like, oh wow, their movements was really hitting the music. There were slow and fast, contrasting movements between the dancers. And the levels were all over the place, which is very good. Lots of space. And the moment that caught me is when I walked in right when Dana was getting lifted by both of them. I was like, wow. So There you go.
Thank you.
Okay, first off, the beginning was phenomenal. It really stuck with me. It almost felt like Amy was falling into an addiction. And Dana and Rhiann were both coming over, and the rest of the piece was almost as if they were voicing themselves at how stupid she was for falling back into that addiction. But the whole piece just came together just perfectly. It was just really well done. And I do agree with Rhiann in this corner and Amy and Dana over in the back that both pieces need to be a little closer together because I felt very torn. And Rhiann's reach and pulling that in and around with the hair, just that was fantastic. The whole thing just kind of pulled at the heartstrings. So really, really good job. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. Angie's turn.
Okay. I felt the beginning to be an interesting beginning. I thought the movement that you had told a very clear story, and I felt like there was a little too much drama. So, like at one point, the two girls were staring over Amy, and they were both like... The same thing could have been accomplished by doing this. How can you formulate the heads a little bit more? Do you know what I mean? So that they have some information beyond just a face. There can be face, as long as it's not mugging. And that is where you and I have a problem. We like to mug. Okay. So,
Talk about Chelsea through the camera.
I wrote look and jump. I don't remember what that means now. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. I think it has to do with that first beginning, but I'm not positive. Oh, when Amy looks and the girls jump back. I thought that was a really strong and interesting moment. I do feel like that they stood there for a really long time before that happened, so I don't know if that's a timing thing with Amy or if you're just going for a dramatic effect with like holding your breath. And if that's the case, I think that can happen inside their body, somehow like waiting, so that there's some sort of like tension and suspension. I too felt like my focus got split a little bit, especially in the very beginning when it was Amy solo and the duet was off the stage left. So if you just maybe start Amy a little bit slightly more center, I can be able to process both of those a little bit better. I felt like you did a good job incorporating the corrections from last time about how the transitions in and out of the solos. I felt that was much more clear and that they were like spit out or shut out, or each one was clearly done differently. There was a couple of places where you had, or a place where you had like a head that was in a canon, but it wasn't a perfectly even canon. It was like a syncopated canon, and I really enjoyed the fact that it was syncopated because it just added like a layer of texture. There's a moment where you do a 3 arabesque canon where they grab each other's legs. At first I said, okay, why are they arabesquing? But I really actually enjoyed that. And I think what needs to happen is something within their focus in their head. So it's not just like I'm grabbing their leg or looking up. So just investigate what that is. The picture that Chelsea drew for you about the ending picture, that was a really excellent use of counterpoint and an excellent use of symmetry and asymmetry and an excellent use of seeing the variation, because what they were doing with their arms and legs, what they were doing with their arms, she was doing with her legs, what they were doing with their legs and their arm, and that was just really fun and interesting and exciting.
Is that all?
Yeah.